What kinds of food and food-soiled paper can you compost in CV sand? All food, even meat and bones, and food-soiled paper like pizza boxes, takeout containers, coffee cups, napkins, tissues, paper towels, plates, bowls, and more.
Hi, so my name is Matt Turner. I live here on Grove Way in the Upper Grove neighborhood of Castro Valley, and I'm walking around today and every Sunday that I can get free to get people to sign this petition to reorganize the Castro Valley School District to include the southern part of Castro Valley, at least this part of the Upper Grove neighborhood, which is everybody between Redwood Road and Center on either side of Grove and the offshoots of Grove. As everybody who knows, who lives in the unincorporated area, jurisdictional boundaries are very confusing. Castro Valley has 3 different school districts in it. There are multiple sanitation districts. It's confusing being in the unincorporated area. And this is an effort to unify us in some way, piece by piece. The Castro Valley School District's elected board makes infrastructure level decisions about our town, and we live in that town and we don't get a say because we can't elect those people because we're not in that district, and that just doesn't make sense to any of the people I've talked to in this neighborhood, and we're trying to unify ourselves in that way. And so this is that effort. The state gives us through the Ed Code the 25% petition tool that allows us to gather signatures in a neighborhood and petition the Alameda County Board of Education to adjust the boundaries of the school district. Yeah.
So how many signatures do you need, and once you get those signatures, what happens next? We need
to be safe, I'd say 350, but we're shooting for over 500, and I don't think that's an unreasonable goal. It's pretty easy given the enthusiasm in this neighborhood for that change.
How many signatures do you have so far, and what can we see happening?
I've got to touch base with some of the other parents and neighbors who are walking the neighborhood and see how many they've gotten. I haven't checked up today, but I've got 50 myself, and I'm shooting for at least 25 every Sunday that I go out just by myself.
What happens next?
So once we have the signatures, and I think we can have that by middle of February, if not the end of February, that we'll be able to hand that over to the Alameda County Board of Education, and the process works that they have 60 days, I believe it is, to certify the petition. That is to determine that everybody who's signed the petition is eligible, and the eligibility is that you're a registered voter living in this neighborhood as of the last gubernatorial election, which was November 2014. So anybody who's moved here after that time is unfortunately ineligible. But and after that period of vetting, when the Register of Voters have signed off on it, then they hand that over to both school districts, both Hayward and Castro Valley, and they have 90 days to determine what to do with that. And the deal with the 25% petition rule is that if the area in question is 10% or greater of either school district, then that would go to an entire district-wide, for both districts, election to determine if that was something to be accepted. But if you're under 10% of either district, which we are in the Upper Grove neighborhood, then it's just up to us who live here in the Upper Grove neighborhood. So in this neighborhood, in the Hayward School District, there are 2 schools that we go to, and if you live down Center Street and you're on the east side of the street, then you go to Fairview Elementary. But most of this neighborhood, and we're not petitioning for those people, even though they're technically in this part of Castro Valley. We're going for just people who are in the Upper Grove neighborhood. Then we go to the Strobridge School, and that is twice as far, at least for this particular neighborhood where I'm standing, twice as far to go to Strobridge as it is to Marshall, and there are not continuous routes of sidewalks and crosswalks to get to school. So it's less safe and less healthy because you can't walk your kids to school. And it's much less convenient. We do have a local neighborhood school here, which is just a couple blocks, the Laurel School, which is a charter school that's being leased by the Golden Oaks Montessori. And it's a pretty good school, but it's a district-wide lottery school, so even if you live right across the street, you have no guarantee of getting in there, and that's just not right. So parents and just neighbors who are concerned about the quality of life in this neighborhood feel that we should be part of the Castro Valley School District. We live in Castro Valley, it only makes sense.
What's the reaction so far from people that you've spoken to?
Overwhelmingly positive. The only people who've said no are people who just don't want to talk to people who come to their front door. But anybody who's been willing to talk has been on board pretty much right out of the gate, been enthusiastic.
If people want to find out more from you or help participate, how can they contact you?
So you can contact me at my work number. I work for Alameda County Supervisor Nate Miley, and the best number there is 510-670-5718. And also my email there is matt.turner@acgov.org.
What kinds of food and food-soiled paper can you compost in CV sand? All food, even meat and bones, and food-soiled paper like pizza boxes, takeout containers, coffee cups, napkins, tissues, paper towels, plates, bowls, and more.